Alright, this is an interview with Montessori teacher Miss Robyn about the 5-long chain and her teaching performance. And I'm going to start with the work, the 5-long chain. So, Miss Robyn, why is the 5-long chain an effective material for your students?
Because it gives them concrete first as they move into abstract concepts. It gives them the hands-on where they can feel it and they can see it before they have to abstract the concept out without any manipulatives.
Okay. And what is the 5-long chain trying to teach the students?
Well, basically it's to teach them multiples of 5 and all the different applications of that.
Okay. And what type of student do you think this work relates to the most? Is there any specific group or age group that you think works better with the 5-long chain than another?
No, that just the prerequisite is that they know their numbers 1 to 100 very well, and that they've worked with multiple numbers. They would have worked with multiples of 2, multiples of 3, multiples of 4, leading up to the multiples of 5.
So you do work with them before they are allowed to work with the 5-long chain?
I give them a general lesson, but then I allow them to explore with the material. A lot of times they're coming up with the concepts on their own. The environment's prepared for them and set up in a self-correcting manner. They can explore and work with materials to discover the applications that I want them to. Not that I'm not there observing and guiding as they work.
And you said at the beginning that the 5-long chain provides a concrete material for the kids to work with. And this is a big part of Montessori, correct?
Yes. We have concrete that leads to the abstract. We're putting in their hands the concrete manipulatives and apparatus that helps them to abstract meaning. Thus, then they can go on and use that abstracted information without the concrete apparatus. The goal is to have them independently working without the material.
All right. And so the independent work is another big part of Montessori, as we've seen before in the presentation. The children working independently with teacher observation, correct?
Correct. My goal is to be the least visible in the room. If they need me, I step in. I observe without them really realizing it for the most part, and I step in when needed. The balance is to know when to step in and when not to step in. I don't want to squelch their pride in discovering a concept. I don't want to step in and always even stop some of their frustration. You have to have a balance. You have to, sometimes there has to be a little frustration and then they make that breakthrough. I have to watch carefully and see when I need to step in, when I need to help them move ahead, or sometimes step back with lesser material so that they can gain some of the scaffolding information that they may have missed.
Okay. And that scaffolding you just mentioned, can you explain that a little more?
Well, there has to be a buildup of information that leads to each concept. And once they have the groundwork, the scaffold builds as they move on from concept to concept. If they're missing a part of that, then they're not going to move ahead effectively. And what I want to make sure is they have a good basis, a good grounding, that good scaffolding underneath them so that they can move ahead.
Right. And finally, are there any state requirements or learning requirements that the 5-long chain is trying to fulfill or specifically target in the curriculum?
Well, for K and first, I have benchmarks for math, that they're understanding multiples of numbers, multiples of 2, 3, 4, 5, up through 10, that they're understanding that the meaning of numbers and the concept of putting numbers together and what that comes to. Montessori doesn't necessarily always have to go by all state standards or guidelines, but we do try to adapt some of our curriculum to that at the certain age groups, because we know our children may not stay with us from preschool all the way through 6th grade, that they may be moving on into the public arena, and we want to make sure they're prepared for that. But we usually are ahead in every area.
Yep, that's what I found online. The public school requirements are often less than the Montessori requirements, and is that targeted with the curriculum? Are you guys trying to be at an advanced level from the public schools?
No, absolutely not. We try to actually partner with a public school in our area. We want our children to be the best prepared if they're leaving us at kindergarten, if they're leaving us at third grade, if they're leaving us at sixth grade. We teach to the whole child. We try not to really engage ourselves in worrying about testing or benchmarks or things like that. What we try to do is make sure every child learns at the best rate that they are able, that they gain as much information as they are able to do, and that they're the most well-rounded student they can be.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.